Welcome back to Quick Code Craft. I'm your host Deep, and here we learn small tips to supercharge our productivity. In the last episode, we looked at various editor shortcuts that help us with method and method body primarily. Today we continue to keep our focus on editor shortcuts and explore two more of them. The first editor shortcut that we are going to look at is called show intentions, or it's also called fix errors fast. Did you ever have a situation where the compiler is showing you errors or warnings and you have to go manually to each one of them and fix them? This is where the show intentions or fix errors fast shortcut comes in handy. To invoke the shortcut, just press Option Enter on Mac and Alt Enter on Windows. Let me show you how it works. Notice how we have these unwanted imports which are not used in the file highlighted in gray font. So this means these are not really required or used by the file. IDEA is already giving me a hint. So in this case, I can actually manually go ahead and remove them. But why do all that work when we have the show intention shortcut handy for us? All I have to do is press Option Enter and a small little window pops up which shows me the suggested actions that we can take. In this case, organize imports is the suggested action that IDEA is suggesting. When I do that, it basically removes the unwanted imports and cleans it up for me. The shortcut is versatile. It can be used in so many different situations. So imagine this one where compiler is giving me a warning that, oh, you know what? Is null or blank is not really required. Let's see what happens when I press Option Enter here in this case. It says, oh, you don't need is null or blank, you should change it to is blank. So when I select that, it updates the code for me and I can just quickly do it for all the warnings that it's giving me and get rid of those. The next shortcut has a complicated name, but it does something very simple but very effective. It's called the paste from recent buffer shortcut. You know the time when you have copied one thing, then another, and suddenly realized you needed the first thing that you had copied? Yeah, I know the feeling. This is when the paste from recent buffer shortcut comes in handy. To invoke the shortcut, all we have to do is press Command-Shift-V on Mac and Control-Shift-V on Windows. A nifty little window appears showing you the last 20 clipboard entries. You can pick any one you need, press enter, and that gets pasted right where you want it. I think it is easier to show the shortcut in action rather than talk about it. So let's say I first copied this method, I wanted to paste it somewhere, but then my focus is on this if statement. I copy that, then I copy this else block. Then I suddenly realize, oh, I actually wanted to paste the method. What do I do? Because the last thing that I copied was the else block. In this case, when I invoke the paste from recent buffer shortcut by pressing Command-Shift-V, you can see it shows me all the recently copied things from the buffer and I can select the one that I want, in which in my case it's this method, and hit enter, and that method gets pasted right where my cursor was. Well, that's all for today. Try these shortcuts out in your next coding session and let me know how it went. This is Deep signing off from Quick Code Craft, where we learn to multiply our productivity one shortcut at a time. Until next time, happy coding!